Welcome to the Pixelated Realms. I'm your host Tyler Salerno, and today we're counting down the top 5 first levels in gaming history. These are the games that hooked us from the absolute get-go. These are the levels that perfectly walked the tightrope between being a tutorial and being a sales pitch for the rest of the game. They show you exactly what you're in for, introducing core mechanics, characters, and the world in a way that feels totally natural. So let's get into it. Coming in at number 5 is an opening that perfectly sets the stage for a 100-hour adventure, the opening sequence of The Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim. Forget a gentle start. Skyrim begins with your head literally on the chopping block. You awaken as a nameless prisoner on a cart bound for your own execution. The game immediately establishes a sense of dread and mystery. Who are these other prisoners? What's this talk of a civil war? And why are we about to be killed? You're not some prophesized hero, you're just another victim caught in the cogs of a much larger conflict. This grim ride to the town of Helgen is a masterclass in world building. Without a single tutorial pop-up, you're introduced to the key factions, the political turmoil, and the rugged, unforgiving landscape of Skyrim. Even the character creator is cleverly woven into the executioner's roll call. Its brilliance teaches you about the world simply by forcing you to listen and watch as your fate unfolds. But then, just as the axe is about to fall, all hell breaks loose. A black dragon, a creature of myth, descends from the sky and lays waste to the entire town. The sequence instantly transforms from a quiet, tense political scene into a chaotic, desperate scramble for survival. Escaping from the burning ruins of Helgen becomes the game's tutorial, teaching you how to fight, loot, and sneak, all while a world-ending threat roars outside. It's an unforgettable introduction that perfectly establishes the game's two central conflicts, the Civil War and the return of the dragons, and hooks you with the promise of epic freedom and adventure to come. At number 4, we have one of the most atmospheric and unforgettable intros in all of gaming. Welcome to Rapture from BioShock. Those first few moments are just a sensory overload in the best possible way. You survive a plane crash in the middle of an ocean, surrounded by fire, on the water, with nothing but a mysterious lighthouse to guide you. The descent into the bathysphere is where the real magic begins. Through the glass, you see the impossible, an entire city shimmering with Art Deco beauty at the bottom of the sea. Andrew Ryan's voice comes over the radio, delivering his philosophical vision of a utopia for the world's greatest minds, free from the shackles of morality. You feel tiny and insignificant looking at the scale of it all. But the second you arrive, that dream shatters. The lights flicker, the halls are a mess, and you witness your first splicer, a grotesque, hook-hand monster, brutally murder someone just on the other side of a partition. You're unarmed, you're powerless, and the game uses light and shadow to make you feel deeply, deeply afraid. Your radio guide, Atlas, becomes your lifeline in this beautiful, terrifying, and broken city. Welcome to Rapture isn't just a level, it's a tour of a failed ideology and a masterclass in environmental storytelling that hooks you with the mystery and dread, making for an unforgettable start to the game. Coming in at number 3 is the high-stakes, action-packed, tone-setting masterpiece that is the Mako Reactor 1 bombing mission from Final Fantasy VII. For a genre famous for its slow burns, Final Fantasy VII just throws you right into the fire. The game opens with one of the most iconic shots ever. The camera pulls back from Aerith in an alley to reveal the massive dystopian city of Midgar, before zooming in on a train screeching to a stop. The music swells, and our spiky-haired hero, Cloud Strife, backflips off the train, sword in hand. What follows is just a whirlwind of action and mystery. You're immediately on a critical mission with the eco-terrorist group Avalanche to blow up a Mako reactor that is literally sucking the life out of the planet. The level perfectly teaches you the active time battle system, how material works, and how to get around a dungeon, all while keeping up a relentless sense of urgency. The industrial setting, which its metal walkways and steam-filled halls mixed with that haunting Mako reactor theme, perfectly nails the game's steampunk dystopian vibes. The level ends with a race against the clock and a memorable boss fight against the Guardian Scorpion. This opening is a perfect slice of everything Final Fantasy VII has to offer: thrilling combat, a compelling story with mysterious characters, an incredible soundtrack, and seriously high stakes. It grabs you from the first second and refuses to let go, setting a new standard for JRPG introduction. Taking the number 2 slot, and my personal favorite, and just might be the single greatest tutorial level ever designed, is the Central Highway from Mega Man X. This level is pure artistry in teaching through gameplay. Without a single word of text, it teaches you everything you need to know. The very first enemies you see, the Bee-Bladers, force you to get to the jump and shoot rhythm down. Then, the game throws enemies at you from different heights, making you learn to aim up and down. The level introduces basic platforming, and then BAM! Collapsing floors reveal the game's most iconic mechanic, the wall jump. It's a real eureka moment that feels like you've earned it, because you really did. But it's not just a mechanical masterpiece, it's a narrative one too. The frantic pace, the feeling of a city under attack, and that absolutely killer high-energy music immediately tells you this isn't your old Mega Man games. The tone is more mature, and the stakes are way higher. It all leads to this unforgettable boss fight with Vile at the end. A fight you are designed to lose. This unwinnable battle is brilliant for two reasons. It introduces a very serious, intimidating villain, and it shows off the power of your future partner, Zero, who swoops in to save you. The Central Highway is the perfect blend of teaching and storytelling, kicking off one of the SNES's absolute best action games. I hope you've been enjoying the video so far. Before we reveal the number one first level in video game history, we'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button and like this video to show us that you're interested in more. And now, for the number one spot. The greatest first level in gaming history is perhaps the most emotionally crushing and narratively powerful opening ever made. The prologue of The Last of Us. This isn't just a first level. It's basically a short film that you are forced to live through. The absolute genius here was the decision to have you play not as Joel, the main character, but as his daughter, Sarah. You wake up in her room, you wander the house, and you experience the slow, terrifying burn of the outbreak unfolding through her eyes. This switch in perspective is everything. We get to know Sarah as a person, her humor, her kindness, her bravery, and we feel her vulnerability. That personal connection makes the frantic escape with Joel and Tommy feel unbelievably tense. You're not just a passive observer, you're in the back seat, literally. The whole sequence builds to this peak of chaos and fear, ending in a moment that is both tragic and completely defining. When a soldier, just following orders, opens fire, it is Sarah who is fatally wounded. The final scene, with Joel desperately holding his dying daughter, is one of the most heartbreaking moments in the history of the medium. It doesn't just set up the story, it is the story. It gives you all of the motivation and emotional baggage that defines Joel's character for his entire journey. By forcing us to feel that loss so perfectly, Naughty Dog makes sure we carry that trauma right alongside Joel, making his later journey with Ellie hit so much deeper. It's a landmark achievement in video games and storytelling. So there you have it, our top 5 best first levels in gaming history. From the explosive raid in Final Fantasy VII to the chilling descent in Rapture. These are the openings that defined their games and left a permanent mark on all of us. They set the bar for how to start a story, how to teach mechanics, and how to make one hell of a first impression. But of course, this is just a personal list. What are your favorite opening levels? Is there a game that hooked you from minute 1 and never let go? Let me know your top picks down in the comments. I'd love to see what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Pixelated Realms.